Hey guys, welcome to an episode of The Weirdest Thing I Own. I don't know if it's the weirdest thing or the funniest thing, but I was kind of torn between two of the items that I grew up having that I recently stumbled across, and when I saw them, I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I can't believe this is part of my past. I actually didn't even know that I owned this up until my mom gave this back to me like last year. And when she handed me this item, I was completely mortified. I'm like, what the hell are you trying to do? Is this a joke? Is this really mine? I was slightly offended because I'm like, Mom, why would you do this to me? You know my history with these things. So this is what she hands me, okay? She hands me this creepy fucking toy. This toy is the creepiest toy ever, and I can't believe this toy was for kids. And I don't think this toy was for like toddler type kids. I think this toy was like for infants. Like, can you imagine the damage this did to me? Like, this thing right here, this clown, first of all, was never my toy. My mom says it was mine, but I know it was not mine. I think what she remembers is my brother and sister throwing this at me and leaving it like all over my room so that I can get scared with this freaking toy that I think she kind of mixed up all her memories and was like, oh, when she saw it, she was probably like, oh my God, Geo's probably been looking for this toy. Let me save this for her so that Geo can have all these wonderful memories come back to her. But when I told her, Mom, this was never my toy. This is what they would use to torture me. She was just like, oh shit, you're right. So the way I came about acquiring this toy is my grandma, actually it was a gift to her. Apparently this guy is a famous clown in Mexico. I think his name was like Cepillín or something like that. I don't really know the clown's history. I just know that it's scary as fuck. So my grandma kept it because it was a gift for her. And she kept it at her house, but every weekend my mom would go from our place to visit my grandma so that she could take care of her, like, you know, keep her company. And I just remember every weekend we would spend at my grandma's house. So not only would I go to my grandma's house, my older sister and my older brother would also go to my grandma's house. And if any of you guys have grandparents, you know that usually their house is fascinating because they have a lot of like old school things kind of scattered all over the place. But this place is never fun for a kid, especially like food or like toys. Like, they never had any toys, and like the food that they did have was just like very like bland tasting or whatever. So I remember the only thing that my brother and sister would have as entertainment was this freaking clown. So what they would do, they would see me that I'm just kind of like in my own little bubble as a little kid, and I'm just kind of like playing around with, I don't know, maybe like some figurines or something, and I'm just not bothering anyone, and they would just come and just throw it at me. And I would start crying because I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is this? And I remember my mom would put them in timeout. So it's just so funny to me that my mom was like, she forgot that I would get tortured with this guy, and she was just like, she only remembered fond, happy memories of this fucking terrible clown. So this is the first one that I think is super fucking weird, that is kind of ironic that my mom thought it was a toy. But the thing that I think is even more weird is kind of something that I wanted to hide from my past, especially hide from myself. I wanted to be in denial about this thing because I never thought that I was the teenager that was completely obsessed over a pop star, a movie star, or whatever. So when I was looking through some of my old things, particularly for this video, I stumbled across some very embarrassing, incriminating evidence. And please don't judge me. Just know that every girl probably had this phase in her life, and I'm sure guys have it too, but I think mine kind of went to a level of obsession. But anyway, without further ado, here is my second weirdest thing that I own. So I was completely obsessed with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I was like, I knew everything about his sign. I knew everything about like his history from growing up, like, you know, with his mom and going to art school, and like the things that he liked and didn't like. Like I had all his like movie posters, and it's not even like a legitimate movie poster. It seems like I went out of my way, went online, was too cheap to actually buy the poster. I went and I found a color printer, fucking printed out this like copy of the poster, found some tape, taped it on another piece of paper just to make it a little bit more presentable. Like, dude, I had way too much time. Like, this is embarrassing. And oh, and I would even laminate them, apparently. Look at this. It's laminated. Yeah, so I think I really wanted to keep single thing about Leonardo DiCaprio. Even ads, I didn't care. I really hated Kate Winslet when this movie came out because I'm like, why are you kissing my boyfriend, you freaking hussy? He's mine! And I hated her for it. Especially when she was like naked and he's like painting her. I'm like, dude, put some clothes on, you little hooker. Yeah, and then I read this whole thing on this director when he was filming, I forgot what movie he was filming here, but I knew the whole backstory. I had these all over my room. Like, there was like, my entire wall was covered with just like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I freaking loved him. Oh my god. But check it out. Look who's on the other side that I didn't give a shit about. So that makes me normal. Look at these guys. Who cares about Backstreet Boys when you have Leonardo DiCaprio, son? I can't even believe I've had it for so long. Like, I think it's been more than 10 years that past Geo was like thinking, okay, Geo from the future is gonna make fun of you for being so lame. And here I am in the present making fun of my past. I even like bought a magazine called Super Teen. Dude, this is embarrassing. What I really liked about Leonardo, like I would like to think that I was a very complex teenager. But I think all it really came down to was just I thought he was really cute. I thought his eyes were really cute, and then like I remember watching Romeo and Juliet, where it's him and Claire Danes. Claire Danes plays Juliet, and I remember I was so obsessed with this movie. Like, I even owned the VHS, and for those of you that are too new school, VHS is like that box looking thing. And I bought the VHS, and I must have watched this movie like a million times. Like, I can legit quote Shakespeare just because of that movie, not because it's Shakespeare. So there was this scene in that movie where they're at the party where he finally meets Juliet Capulet, right? And he sees her, and that's like the love of his life. And that's like on the spot they fall in love with each other. And there's like this one scene where they're looking at goldfishes together, and like it's this tank, and she's on this side and he's on the opposite side, and then they're like flirting through this fish tank. And I was just like, oh my god, I wish that was me. And I remember that scene in particular. I was just like, oh my god, Leonardo! Ah! And I would be like so in love with him, and I would just rewind to that scene over and over again. And here's some more. I can't even believe I still have all this stuff. Leo's love interests. I know that. I know why you'll love it, why you'll hate it to start. Yeah, this is stupid. And I think I saw Titanic like 7 times this one summer. It was just ridiculous. Look at this. I'm kind of ashamed of myself. Like, I'm such a loser. Oh, and I know Leonardo DiCaprio was a really good dancer. Look at that. Yeah, baby pics. I have those. Why wouldn't I have those? I'm in love with it. Look at how pixelated this one is. But I just had to have it this size. This is embarrassing. But I made sure to laminate it because I didn't want it to get ruined. Oh my god. I don't know. I think I've done enough damage to my ego. But yeah, when I found this, I'm like, what am I doing? Why do I still have this? Why do I have such a huge stack of such an embarrassing phase in my life? But I have no shame, and I'm so happy to be sharing this with you guys. I hope that you guys can connect with me somehow and like look into your own past and be like, damn, Geo, I feel you. I've been there. Don't be ashamed of your past. Embrace it. Or maybe in the comments below you can write, you're a fucking loser. I didn't have any of that. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my little moment of show and tell of the weirdest thing I own. Go ahead and check out the last video we shot right over here.
I don't want to open and close it too much because I was told that gold is a pretty soft metal. Like I said, I haven't taken it off since I put it back on. Surprisingly, when I bite on it and stuff, it doesn't bend too much.